Yes, this church is in turmoil, but it has the truth. And we must separate ourselves unto the truth. And we find the truth clearly delineated for us and demarcated. And we have to stick to it. Seventh-day Adventists have been chosen by God as a peculiar people, separate from the world. It's a condition. By the great cleaver of truth, he has cut them out from the quarry of the world and brought them into connection with himself. He has made them his representatives, and he has called them to be ambassadors for him in the last work of salvation. The greatest wealth of truth ever entrusted to mortals, the most solemn and fearful warnings ever sent by God to man, have been committed to them to be given to the world. And in the accomplishment of this work, our publishing houses are among the most effective agencies. And you know what? The electronic media that we are using today is nothing other than a publishing house. It publishes information. That's what it does. And why was it necessary to have even independent ministries? And let's face it, many independent ministries are a pain in the neck. They are. They've severed themselves from the church. They sit on their holy hill saying, we have become holy, you are apostate. No. We're one family. Cannot separate yourself. Then why is it necessary? When I became a member of this church, there were no independent ministries. 31 years ago, the only independent ministries that existed on the face of the earth were health institutes. There was no institute that needed to preach the three angels' message. It wasn't necessary. Why not? Because the church was doing it. And as the church stopped doing it, what did God do? He had to raise up independent ministries. And does it have an effect? Well, you saw the statistics. Yes, it does. But we cannot separate ourselves from the body. We cannot. If we don't work in harmony with the body, then we are a severed member, a severed arm. Our arm is useless. It's useless. A leg by itself is useless. You have to stay within the system. You have to cooperate with it. We have a Seventh-day Adventist message. Any institution that calls itself by that name and doesn't preach this message has a problem. At this time, when we are so near the end, shall we become so like the world in practice that men may look in vain to find God's denominated people? Shall any man sell our peculiar characteristics as God's chosen people for any advantage the world has to give? Shall the favor of those who transgress the law of God be looked upon as of great value? We invite them all the time to our institutions. I don't understand why. Shall those whom the Lord has named his people suppose that there is any power higher than the great I am? Shall we endeavor to blot out the distinguishing points of faith that have made us Seventh-day Adventists? Nobody can get baptized into an independent ministry unless it's become so apostate that it thinks itself the bee's knees. You become part of the church. You have to be linked with the church. Sometimes the church doesn't like it, but it certainly cannot ignore it with those millions and millions of viewers. And it should begin to ask itself the question, why are the millions of viewers looking at that? Shouldn't we return to that and start preaching in the church that we don't need independent ministries anymore? Shouldn't the church wake up?
All right, friends, so you heard what Professor Faith said about independent ministries within the SDA Church. Yes, I perfectly agree with what Professor Faith said about the...
As we're walking past the Ukraine House back again for the third year in a row, we noticed what looked like counter-terrorism police pouncing on a group of 3. Guys, can I ask what happened?
Not allowed to do this.
Oh, what is it?
We have religious books and about Christian.
Oh, you guys are Christians, and you got stopped. Was it because it was outside the Ukraine house,
We're
or?
not allowed to. We're in Saarland, you know. It's just for free, but he said this is not allowed to in Switzerland here in this town. So we have to go.
Permission for the town here.
You need permission to give.
To give Christian literature here. That's all. And it's about freedom of conscience. Actually, is what we're sharing about.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to.
So, did you guys travel here as Christians to the WEF to try?
To share with people. To get to have opportunity, because it's also, we believe prophecy. It speaks about what's going to be happening soon, and that liberty of conscience is threatened. And so we want to share with people that people can believe what they want to believe, but they should have the ability to believe what they want to believe and to choose to believe something else. And to information is being more and more restricted.
It's not new, no. It's always go further and further. This is the past. This is right now. This is the future. You know. This is right here. So this is for free. This is important material. This is not anything which comes on the commercial every day. You know. This is behind the curtain.
What made you travel, and where did you come from?
We come from Germany, so
I'm American, but I live in Italy.
So, what made you come here to Davos to do this? Why?
Because there are people here that need to hear this, that it's a meeting of people all over the world, important people who are making decisions, and even people who are just here to visit, but that we wanted to have the opportunity to share with them that liberty of conscience is threatened and they need to know what's coming.
Do you believe that there may be a little bit of a evil or satanic thing in Davos? I think a lot of people around the world look at Davos as a very dark place.
I think wherever liberty of conscience is threatened, there is a demonic hint or something behind the curtain that we're not seeing. Whether the people know or not, I don't know, but I believe that this pushing together of world religions, of world governments, of world economic situation, I believe that's not going in a good direction. I believe that is demonic.
Yeah. Okay, so are you guys just going to pack up and leave, or are
We're
you?
going to see maybe with the local police if we can get permission to share here. We'll see, because by the post office they said we can try.
And can you describe us? What were you here? You were just stationed there, doing it, and they came and they surrounded you. They look like counter-terrorism kind of squad.
There's a lot of police for just us.
which is say it's coming up like this.
And you also believe that this is something like this? That there's something evil behind, or not?
I think if you can bring Klaus Schwab to God, then you good on you. But I don't know if he's really human. What's just happened?
They only said we are here and we will share the truth, but they said it's not possible to share. It's not legal. Yeah.
And you're a Christian?
Yeah, I'm a Christian, yeah.
I'm Jewish, and I'm personally offended that they're stopping freedom of religion here in what's supposed to be a place where every powerful person in a free and democratic place. What would your message be to the organisers of to the world that's watching this now, that's seeing Christians being silenced here at the WEF? What would you tell the world?
I can only tell something. Jesus is coming soon and we have to a decision to do. So, do the decision for Jesus.
So friends, these Adventists were only sharing the Great Controversy book. However, anti-terrorism police were dispatched to expel them from the World Economic Forum as if they were terrorists. This is pure rejection of the present truth. Luke chapter 10 verse 16 says, "He who hears you hears me. He who rejects you rejects me. And he who rejects me rejects him who sent me." So friends, devils rejected the people with the present truth, but in real fact, it is not the people they rejected, but they rejected God. However, pagan ritual was allowed to be performed at the World Economic Forum. Let's watch this.
Antuma chaya no kamahu anuri, no kamai, no kanwaka, na anuri, no yuyuwa. Na wahon shinam vupan ke tu shinam shavawaki shinam kikirani tsai shavakirani tsai makikirani awa ma wonana no ma wono wai sharai
So friends, you saw what happened over there. This is pure satanic. I just don't understand. They rejected God and invited a witch doctor to perform these pagan rituals over there. So friends, this article says, shamanic ritual at World Economic Forum. What spirit rules in Davos? Priest asks. The host of the event justified the presence of Chiefess Potani by stating that to look to the future, we must look back and see what the wishes of our ancestors were. So they rejected Jesus and the present truth and went in for paganism. But in all